Hey everybody! So today is definitely a little different from anything that I have done on YouTube before. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone by big steps, like leaps. Actually, I think I'm like more jumping than stepping out of my comfort zone. So today's video is a tag Q&A, get to know me. So I'm going to tag a few of my favorite and dearest YouTube and Instagram mom friends. So these are ladies that I have come to know and respect, and I follow their journeys very closely. I will list channel links and Instagram links to everybody's pages below. But definitely go check out these ladies because they have some amazing content and beautiful journeys that everybody needs to watch. So go check them out. All right, so let's start with the Q&A part. There are literally like hundreds of questions, and I'm obviously not gonna sit here and go through each one line by line. So I'm just going to scroll through my phone and then just randomly pick some questions. But if you are curious about anything about me, my lifestyle, my kids, my husband, our homestead, homeschooling, anything, and if I don't address it in this video, definitely leave me a comment below or send me a DM in Instagram. All right, so our first question is, what does your name mean? You know, I don't know. I don't know what my name means. I do know that I have a pretty old name, not just that it's got a lot of lineage behind it, but you don't find a lot of people under the age of 70 with the name Lois. It's just traditionally, it's just traditionally an old name. Now, I do know that in the Bible, Lois is Timothy's grandmother. So it is a biblical name, but I don't know the meaning of my name. I don't know, maybe I'll look that up. I'll look that up. All right, next question. If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to? You know what, now that I'm more mature and older and settled, I don't think I would change my name. I actually love my name. It is unique, and you don't find a whole lot of Loises in the world. And those that you do find, like I mentioned, are substantially older than me. But if you had asked me 20 years ago, yes, I wanted to change my name, and I wanted to be Jessica. I don't know why, but I had this rebellious streak where I was convinced that once I turn 18, I'm going to legally change my name to Jessica. Obviously, I never did, but there you go. Let's see. What is your favorite thing about yourself? Oh man. I don't know, you guys. I'm going to have to say that my favorite thing about myself is probably, yeah, I don't know. Let's get back to that one. That's a hard one. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Okay, what is my biggest fear? Ooh, heights. No joke, heights. All right, so you know how when most people are scared, they have that flight or fright instinct? Mine is fight. I am not kidding with you. If my husband and I, if we are in the car driving somewhere and we have to drive over a really big bridge or over an overpass on a mountain or a cliff or whatever, if there's a height involved, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I zone out and I just do like this quiet prayer. And if you talk to me or any sudden movements or sounds, I snap at you. No joke. And I am not proud of that, but that is me. I am terrified, absolutely terrified of heights. I don't know why. I have never been in any major accident or had any trauma involving heights. And oddly enough, in my 20s, I had no problem with heights, But as I have gotten older, and I think some of my life experiences working with first responders, and just some of the stuff that I've been involved in has just led to some anxieties. And heights is one of those. So yeah, probably more than you wanted to know, but there you go. Heights. I despise heights. They terrify me. Terrify me. All right, moving on. Next question. What is the weirdest thing you've seen in your life? Okay, no joke. This just recently happened. As you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw this photo, but we have a little homestead and we have a ton of chickens. And one of our chickens just recently laid an egg that did not have a hard shell. So literally you picked it up and it was like you were picking up this ball of slime that was coated with a very thin, malleable shell. I hope that makes sense. It was so bizarre. It totally blew my mind. Now, I know now that that particular chicken had a calcium deficiency, and we gave her some oyster shells and yeah, but that was so bizarre to me because it was this perfectly formed egg that was just soft. It felt like a little stress ball. Obviously, if you squeezed it too hard, it would have popped, but there you go. Totally bizarre and so cool to see. Okay, next question. Who is the first person you call when something horrible happens? My husband. Yeah, my husband. It's a tie. It'll either be my husband or my mom. Because of what my husband does for a living, he's not always available for a phone call, but I will always try to call him first. If he's not available, then my mama. My mama is my backup, my go-to. All right, can I whistle? Let's try. No. Not at all. I am a disaster. I cannot whistle. I'm trying to teach my son to whistle, and the two of us just make a disaster. So yeah, no. Next question. Can you dance? That depends on who you're asking. If you're asking me, yeah, I can dance. If you are asking my friends or my husband, they'll probably say yes because they're kind, but no. I can't dance. Do I prefer Titanic or The Notebook? Notebook. Definitely The Notebook. Do I have a garden? I do. I had a beautiful vegetable garden, and then my 22 chickens that are free ranging got into it. So my garden is no more. It is now just dirt and mud and twigs and chicken manure and poop and fertilizer. But we will fix that next spring. All right, do I have pets? Yeah, we live on a homestead. We have animals. And even though we may eat some of them, we still love them. All right, let's see. Do I believe that ignorance is bliss? Dang. Okay. Yes. Example. I have given up watching the news. Right now, with everything that is going on in the world, I tend to internalize a lot of what I see, and a lot of the hatred and angst and violence and just ugliness of the world that I see on the news enters my heart, and it affects me negatively. So I have chosen to not watch the news. I don't care what channel, not watch the news and not read a newspaper for a couple of weeks. So in that aspect, it has calmed me. It gives me some ignorance on what is happening on the outside world, but it is also very good for my heart and my soul right now. So yes, ignorance is bliss. Yes, there is a time and a place for it, but I also do not believe that we can always live with our head in the sand. So I hope that makes sense. It's kind of a double-edged sword question. Okay, moving on. How old were you when you found out that Santa wasn't real? 8. I was 8, and it was literally on Christmas Day, and my oldest cousin, who was 18, accidentally said something to my mom while they were in the kitchen. I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. I guess I was right at that cusp of, questioning the reality of Santa Claus in any way, but hearing her say, to my mom, something along the lines of, are you gonna tell her that Santa isn't real? She's old enough. That just broke my heart. And I remember just not wanting to do Christmas that day, and I thought everybody sucked and I wanted nothing to do with them because they lied to me. My whole life was this lie. They lied to me about the magic of Christmas. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's do 2 more questions and then I will end this. What female celebrity do you wish you had as a sister? Charlize Theron. So both Charlize and myself are from South Africa. We have very similar backgrounds. We grew up in the same area. I love watching her movies. I get into the characters that she plays, and I love who she's become as she has matured and moved to America and adopted her beautiful boy. I love who she's become, and she is the #1 female celebrity who I would love to sit down with around a campfire, share a bottle of wine, and just chat and bond and exchange stories. Okay, 1 more question. Where are you from? I currently live in Northern California, but I was raised in South Africa. I immigrated to the US when I was in high school with my parents. That is a whole different video right there, so I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of it, but there you go. Born and raised in South Africa, moved to the US about 20 years ago, and since I've been in the US, I have lived in Wyoming, Ohio, Washington State, and California. I've traveled to almost every state. I think the only states I haven't traveled to is Tennessee, South Dakota, North Dakota, and New Mexico. But yeah, I've been to every other state. Not that that was a question, but yeah, so we're gonna leave it right there. We are going to, otherwise this video is just gonna run on and ain't nobody got time for that. So that is it. All right guys, that's it. I will see you guys real soon. Thanks, bye-bye.